Hey, what up guys, it's Mr. P here, and I'm just wrapping up the week, and we're going to talk a little bit about next week in Mr. P's Corner. Alright, first off, I'd like to talk about EET, and specifically our EET object, our little caterpillar, and what we're naming him. Our EET name for this year is either Mr. Bubbledore or Professor Bubbledore, whatever we want, whatever the official name is. People can correct me in the comments. So Professor Bubbledore, Mr. Bubbledore did win. They did go through. So that will be the name of our object. So people that lost, yes, democracy rules for today. People that won, you should be gloating, or don't gloat in your victory, but you should be proud that your name went through. Weekly things, some 3 things that I thought went awesome this week. First off, I think you should tell your parents about Hula Hut. Hula Hut was an awesome game that we played in PE. We actually got to play it twice. We got to play it today and yesterday. I think it's a fun game. We'll add it to our game rotation, something that we'll play on Fridays when we have a fun Friday. So just that was one thing that I thought went really well today and yesterday as well. One thing that I thought went great during the week. Our second one is our science experiment. Our science experiment went awesome, guys. Good job on your science experiment. Even though we only got sugar done, we still have 3 substances left to do, right? We have baking soda, flour, and salt. We can get those done next Monday, or not next Monday, because we don't have school on Monday, but on Tuesday, we can get those done. And really, I'll talk a little bit later about what I want for our science part 2. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. And the last thing I thought that went really awesome this week, 3 things that I just loved about this week, right? Hula Hut, science experiment, and the last one was the dice game. That went so well. We had played that dice game where we got to compare numbers. And shout out to Trevor Gray. Right, you beat me pretty bad. 7 times out of 10 times. You won 70% of the time. So Trevor Gray, kudos to you. Kudos to you. Congratulations to you. You beat me bad. Also, a little tie for my third favorite thing that happened this week was a shout out to Grace P. and Micah for our tetherball game that we played, where Mr. Paulson tried hitting the tetherball with only his head and his feet. And kudos to Grace P. and Micah. They ended up beating me pretty bad. Our last thing, and normally I don't include 4, but our last thing is that we are saying goodbye to Olive. Olive's last day was today, so it's a sad face that it's Olive's last day, and wish her well in South Carolina. Olive, we will miss you. You will always be a part of our classroom. You're always welcome back to come back at any time. All right, 3 things that we are looking forward to next week. One thing that we're looking super forward to is our science experiment part 2. Not just the one that we're doing on Tuesday, but we are doing another science experiment, the same kind of experiment that we're doing before, but what this time I want you to do is I want you to brainstorm substances that we could use. So for example, we used Pepsi, soap, we used water, we used those substances in our class with baking soda, sugar, salt, and flour, but I want you to brainstorm some other things that we can use. Be creative. Think of other white substances that we can use, or just any substance in general that would go really good and maybe kind of a reaction that would happen. You don't have to just think of the white stuff, but you can also think of the liquids as well. What liquids could we mix together, and what kind of experiment could we make? What we'll do is we'll kind of brainstorm those in class, and we'll pick the ones that we like the best, and then Mr. Paulson hopefully will get out and get those ingredients that we like, so that we can have a really fun, exciting experiment number 2. All right, so that's something that we have to look forward to. Next week, we're going to do a 6 traits writing project. You're going to hear a little bit more about that on Tuesday when we're introducing the writing process. So that's just something that you should be aware of. And also on Tuesday, we're having a fun Math Tuesday. We're combining all of the things that we've done so far. So with rounding and place values and identifying place values, putting it in an expanded form, we're going to combine all of those things together, and we're going to play these really fun games that we have. So that's another thing that we have to look forward to. So those are the 3 things that we have to look forward to next week. Now we're kind of going on to a little bit of what the daily thing that needs to happen. One thing that was added to Google Classroom this week is a Google Classroom homeroom page for my class specifically. This Google Classroom homeroom page is a place that you can find the spelling list, a place that you can find the memory, and also daily updates. So actually this video will actually go on that homeroom page. It's also going to go on the website as well. So there's multiple places that you can check out to get the information information that you need. Parents, if you still can't find the information you need, just send me an email, send me a text. You can even pick up the phone and call me as long as it's not too late, and I'll try to get the information to you as best as I can. Spelling Words week number 2 is on that list, so you can find that there. Also next week, some news that's starting next week is Extra Math is starting for a grade next week. So next week is the first week that Extra Math will actually be a grade. This week I entered in free points for everybody. So everyone did their placements, which you did awesome with your placements. We have people that are on kind of different kind of spears throughout or different kind of levels. That's perfectly fine. When you finish one, which is awesome, after you finish one, we're gonna move on to the next one. So keep working hard on that Extra Math. We want to get to our multiplication facts before we hit our multiplication unit. So really work hard on your addition and your subtraction facts. Let's get them down, let's get them going, and then we can just roll into multiplication and do our multiplication facts. So Extra Math starts for a grade next week. That's all that I have for the video today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Do something fun. I know some of you are camping. Maybe grill out a little bit. Enjoy the weather while it lasts. Today is a wonderful night, so just enjoy that weather while you can. That's all for Mr. P. I just gotta say, keep staying cool, and God's blessings to you. Peace!